All right, guys, we made it back down here to the new shop so we can start working on the American Pacemaker. First order of business is we're going to take our brand new leveling feet that I machined and get them underneath the feet here and start getting it leveled out. The first thing that we got to do, though, the issue that I'm having is that some of the leveling bolts there are actually froze up and tight, which is, I think I already showed this in the previous video there. So this is what the leveling bolts look like that's mounted in the feet there under the machine. Now the ones for the headstock side are not stuck. They're free moving, but I'm planning on taking them all out, getting them all cleaned up just like this. We'll put some anti-seize on there and put them back in there. The floor that's in the center foot and the tailstock end down there on that, those four are pretty much froze up. So we're gonna get down there. I've got some penetrant that we're gonna spray down there and start hopefully trying to get those to break loose and see if we can get these guys out. I want to get them all out, get them cleaned up. This is 1.5 inch thread, so I did bring a tap down here and a socket that I can use, and I was planning on taking and running a tap through the holes to clean those up, but get them all cleaned up. Get all these working so that we don't have to worry about fighting a big wrench down here trying to get this thing to move while we're getting it leveled up. So let's get that started right there and start getting our American Pacemaker leveled. All right, we're down on the tailstock side. These are the leveling screws we're talking about. So I'm using knocker loose. We're going to spray this down in there, and hopefully it's going to work itself down into those threads and help loosen these up. I'm sure with some leverage we can get these things to break loose, but just sticking the wrench on here and trying to pull it, they didn't want to move. So let's see if we can give it a little help with some of our penetrant right here. Oh, come on. It's trying to spray out of the nozzle there. I've got some oil absorbent pads right here underneath it just to kind of help catch any dripping, keep it from getting all over the floor. That is the, these are the new leveling pads. So this one's going right here. I needed to take the ones that weren't machined that I had this machine sitting on and machine them for the new lathe. So I just swapped them out. All right. Let's go around and put some more on here, the other leveling screws. We're at the center foot right here, and I'll show you what I mean by locked up solid. And we've got two more on the back side that I have to like crawl under here to get to. I don't even know how those are going to be. This one's trying to move right there. But all the ones on this side are like that. They seem to be just stuck. So let's put some more of this knocker loose on there and see if it'll help us get these guys out today. What I plan to do is while I'm working on the four for the headstock side, I'll continue to put some on here and hopefully it'll soak down in there. And we'll come back to these guys and start working on them. I think we could put a wrench on here and get some leverage and maybe break these things loose. These back here on the center foot, man, these are gonna be a challenge to get to. Let's see, wrong side, let's see here. I wanna see if it'll even move. I got it moving, but it's tight. I do have a ratchet and a socket I can use for these guys here, but let's go ahead and get some penetrant on there, put our pig mat underneath it. I can't even see it. Okay, there we go. All right, I'll go to the other side and get it done over there too. So being underneath the lathe, I just realized I saw the screws coming through. That's what this plate here is for. We can take this plate off and that'll allow us an access hole to get down to these two leveling screws on this side. It looks like they've got some kind of sealer. Yeah, they got it glued down, keep the coolant from leaking through. silicone. Yep, there's our access right there. This cover plate may have to come off just to get this guy out of there. All right, I'm gonna have to open that cover and get this out of my way. That last thread hanging up. There it is. I think it was rubbing, you know, it's got a little bit of, I can feel a rolled edge there from all the years of it being leveled. And I think it was just rubbing on that, on the threads there. All right, plenty more to get done. All right, let's see if we've made any headway with our, we're on our center foot now. Oh, that one's loosened up right there. How about this guy? Oh, that one's still, that one's gonna take a little force to break loose. It's still tight. Man, they got the head of that damn ratchet is just barely allowing that thing to go on there. I'm gonna have to probably get a cheater pipe because that one's not breaking loose at all. I'll go ahead and get this one out though. I'm gonna have to have some leverage to get those threads to break loose. All right, we're back to the back side of the center foot here. And I think what I'm gonna do, I wanna just see if these guys are gonna move or not. If they move, I think I'm just gonna leave these guys alone. So I do have an extension that has been modified because it got broken. It might be just enough. Let's see if I can get it broken loose with the 3/4 drive ratchet here. Yeah, they're moving. That one's moving anyway. Let me see. We may just leave these guys alone. Keep some penetrant sprayed on there to kind of let them continue to work themselves. Let the penetrant work down in the threads. And if so, there's the tight one right there. Of course it is. Let me see if I can get a better pull on it. Tight, locked up. We'll try one more thing, see if we can, I've got an impact here. We'll try it and see if the impact can help work it loose. We're gonna go with the 1/2-inch drive atomic and see if this will work here. Why is it doing that? Am I in the wrong selection? I got to get my earplugs on. That is loud. There it is. Yeah, it's still pretty dry down there. It ain't given enough time to creep down in there all the way. What is that? Somebody's drilled that. There's a set screw, or there's a divot in there where somebody's drilled it. Why is that? I guess I need to inspect that, make sure there's not a set screw in there. I guess I'm gonna go ahead, since that one came out, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get this one out too. Earplugs back in. We're back here on the tailstock end foot. We're gonna go ahead and try our impact method again and see if this will, at least these two here on the back side. The front side I won't be able to have enough length to get in here, I don't think, using this. Man. Let's just put that on the hex head there. Now these I've been soaking longer. Hopefully they'll come out. Get my earplugs in, because that is loud. Let's try it again. I'm gonna give this another try using the impact. I think I got enough room to at least get it on there and get it started. I don't think it would come all the way out, no. Let's see if we can get the brake loose with this guy though. Look at that. That's about all I'm gonna be able to do. So from there, we'll just, let's see. Get the ratchet. Let's see how taut it is with the ratchet. There we go. Oh yeah, we got her. Just got to get it broken loose from that bond that it's got with the rust. It feels pretty loose now. But this is why I'm going through the effort of doing this. We'll get all these screws cleaned up really good, get all the rust and corrosion off of it, all the gunk. Get the holes cleaned out, blown out real good. And you should be able to just run through there with your fingers. And that'll help whenever we go to level this thing, make it so much nicer than fighting these things. Yeah, there we go. And you see it's still, a lot of them are still dry. So didn't give it enough time for the penetrant to work its way all the way down in there. Probably need actually a couple of days with that stuff to let it soak down in there. We're making headway. We've got 2 more to do and they'll all be out. All right, we got our last 2. Let's see if our DeWalt Impact's gonna help us out again for these last ones here. Oh man, that stuff is going everywhere. Let me get some more pig mat over here. Got the roll right next to me. Man, I am really pleased with this impact. This thing is working good. All right, 1 more to go. There we go. This is the one we were looking for. Look how hot that is. You see the smoke coming off of it? There it is. Still bone dry down at the bottom. Got her. All right, success. We've got all of our leveling bolts out there. This is the one I already had out that cleaned up, so this is what we're wanting to make them look like right here. Several of these are kind of deformed, mushroomed on the end just a little bit. I think what I want to do is we're going to take them to the other shop and we're going to get them cleaned up, and I want to put them in the lathe like this one here. I can tell it's mushroomed on the end. And let's touch up this end on the lathe, and then we'll probably just touch up the face there too, make sure they're nice and square on the end. See, there's one right there. It's got a pretty big ding mushroom. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go get them all cleaned up, touch up the faces, and then we'll start working on getting the holes cleaned out that these screw into. Run the tap down in there, clean those threads out, and we'll have to take some degreaser and spray down in those holes to clean them out too. All right, so now we get the fun, pleasury work of cleaning out all these holes. So I got my 1.5-inch tap, and I've already started down there, run it through there. This one's going to be a little more time sensitive here, just because I'm not going to have room for a ratchet or the impact. Let's see if I can get the thing started straight. It's going to make me look like a fool today, I guess. Can't get it in there. There we go. Nope. That uneven thread is not letting this thing go in there like I want it to. There we go. All right. I think we got it that time. Oh, yeah. It's pretty tight. All right, I need a wrench because I don't think yeah, see, the ratchet's not going to fit on there, so I'm just going to have to get this down in there with a wrench for now. And you can see where this is going to take some time doing this because we got a long ways to go down through there. But I'm already seeing a lot of dust, rust, and some fine chips down there. So This will take me a little while. I'm gonna get these guys tapped, get them cleaned out, and then I will we'll bring you back and show you some more in a little while. All right, we got these two finally tapped here. Got all the rust and corrosion, the threads chased out, and my my nifty little mag light, the batteries, I got to recharge them. They already went dead on me. But let's see if we can kind of see the see all that's come out from inside the hole. So what I'm going to do from here is go ahead. I'm going to take some heavy duty degreaser, this stuff right here, and I'm going to spray down in these holes like this right here. Just kind of wash all the rest of that rust and anything that's in there out. You spray it hard, it wraps around to the front side of the hole there, kind of gets it a little more evenly. Wash it all out, and that'll dry nicely. All right, that looks good. I think those two are, let's see if you can get a little better shot right there. I think those two are ready to go. Hopefully the ones on the back side of this foot right here, we'll be able to use our extension, our socket, and maybe even the DeWalt, the impact, get it done. Okay, so we now have all of the ones on all the holes on the front side of the lathe done. So those 6, those are now completed, tapped, I mean. So we're going to go ahead and come around to the back side and start on these guys. I'm hoping that maybe these are going to go a little quicker using the impact to chase those out. Those right there, and then we've got those 2 right there. That one might be a little tricky with this. Yeah, we'll probably be able to get in there. Let's go ahead and start on the end down here, get this one done. I was able to run it in by hand, so this one feels like the loosest one so far. Yeah, so that one's going pretty easy right there. Okay. Let's see if we can get this one started. All right, there's the start right there. Okay, this will fit down in there. All right, let's see if we can get these 2 here. Apologize for the light. No, this ain't gonna work because can't get the tap in there. The chip pan's is in the way. So that's not gonna work right there. These right here, we may just have to go in there and try to clean them out. Maybe take like a small wire brush and some degreaser and go in there and just kind of clean them out with a wire brush, get those cleaned out that way. And hopefully the leveling bolts, when I get those cleaned up, we'll check them and see if they'll actually screw in there by hand. I had to remove the cover here because it wouldn't allow me to get the tap all the way in there and get it straight. And now it went right in there. So other than this hole right here, the only ones we have left are the two in the center that I can't get the tap in, that I'm just gonna do some hand cleaning with a wire brush and some degreaser. Hopefully that'll get most of the corrosion out of there anyway. All right, we got all of our lathe leveling feet right there from the Pacemaker. I want to give them a good wash here in the smart washer and get them cleaned off good. And then I'm going to set them in the big tank of Evapo-Rust to let that work its magic and help get any of the rust, all the rust and corrosion off of them. And then once that's done, of course, we'll hit them with the wire brush for a final cleaning and touch up that face in the lathe. One of the great things about the smart washer is that because it's got that heating element, it keeps the Aussie juice up here. I think it's right around 105 degrees. That's its proper working temperature. But it also is nice in the winter time whenever you're having to use this. The warmth of it actually feels good on your hands. All right, we got all of our leveling screws in the basket. We're going to drop them down into the tank of Evapo-Rust. We'll let these guys sit, I don't know, for a day. I got some other projects I'm going to go work on and let them soak for overnight. We'll pull them back out tomorrow and get them wire brushed and cleaned up. Our adjusting bolts have been soaking for about 18 hours. Put it in yesterday and it's about noon the next day. So let's go ahead and pull them out and see what they look like. Looks like they're going to be very clean. All of the rust has been removed from them. So we'll give them a wash down right here with some water, and then we'll go in the shop and go ahead and get them cleaned up good. So here's all of our leveling bolts after we let them soak for 18 hours in the Evapo-Rust and then just hosed them off, got them clean, and I actually rinsed them again in the smart washer tank. So it actually leaves a nice finish on these guys right here. It's got sort of that black oxide coating. And I forgot to mention this before. I believe these were heat treated from American Tool Works originally, because they do have some hardness to them. The first one that I cleaned up, I could tell that it had it was kind of hard. Not hard enough where you couldn't do it, but they were definitely tough. But so from here, we're just going to go to our wire brush and wire brush them real good. I want to polish up the hex there. And we're also going to go to the lathe afterwards, just like this one here. It's got that rolled over edge. A lot of them have sort of a mushroomed edge on them there. So we're going to clean this up in the lathe, the undercut and the face. And then we'll get them all cleaned up that way before we get ready to reinstall them. We got them all wire brushed. I still got some more dressing to do over here and polishing them up, but I just wanted to point out a couple of them that just have sort of, peculiar damage and wear to them. Like this guy, it was almost like it got dropped on that corner right there and got it mushroomed over pretty good. And then, several of them are kind of that way. This one here's got a lot of mushrooming on it. is definitely rolled over quite a bit. So there was a lot of weight or something, you know, applied to that one right there. This one, you see like right there, it looks like it got hit right there. It just seems like an odd place to have an edge rolled over like that. You know, maybe some of this stuff happened during whenever it was being moved. You know, there's no telling how many times it got moved. This one's probably the worst as far as how much damage it has down here on the bottom of the bolt. Just has a lot of wear in there. So I plan on, we're going to go to the lathe and clean all these guys up, make sure the face is clean. I'm not going to be cleaning up those low spots, but we're going to make sure that the faces are clean. And then when I was pulling that one out of the back side, this is the one that's been drilled, and I can't find any reason why this would be drilled. It's just really, you know, I'm just curious as to how this got there and why it got there, because there's not a set screw in the side of the foot of the machine. So no idea there. But anyway, we're going to go to the grinder now. A lot of them have like a rolled over edge on the top. I'm just going to dress those lightly on the grinding wheel to clean the top up. We'll give the hex a polish over here on the 3M Scotch-Brite wheel, and then we'll go to the lathe and clean up the bottom side. Use the more fine stone for this instead of the coarse stone. That's better. We've got all of our adjustment bolts cleaned up now. There are a couple that I'm going to go through and check the threads. There was, I don't know which one it is now, but there was one that's got some damaged threads on it, like that guy right there, but I don't think that one's an issue. But anyway, we got the face cleaned up on all of them now. We went ahead and turned that OD there, so just to make them all even, and hit the top of the grinder where it was rolling the hex over from all the years of adjustment. You know, that machine was made in 1939, so this is I'm just going to say around 83 years old that these guys have been in use. You know, it makes me wonder if they've ever even been taken out of the threaded holes before. But we've got them all cleaned up. You can see a couple of them still have some damage on the face, but that's deep enough there where I don't need to take any more of that off. We've still got a good clean face there for it to seat on. That's the one I'm talking about right there. Let's see, it's got the damaged thread, so I actually need to work this. I've got a thread file I can use and just clean those threads up there. So that one's been beat on pretty hard right there. So these are all done. We are going to be coating these with some anti-seize before I go back in there. And so that's the next step. We're going to go down there and get these reinstalled. Our next phase is actually installing these, getting the machine set down on the new pads that I machined, and then getting the pacemaker leveled. That is our next goal. All right, so we will see you down there at the American Pacemaker.